We can all have our fears. It's part of human nature to be potentially fearful of things and to try and protect ourselves from things. With narcissistic individual, their fears, they will go all out to project onto somebody else, to make somebody else's problem. Usually when somebody has a fear about something, they make sure that somebody else doesn't have that same fear because they know how it feels within themselves. They encourage and support other people. Narcissists discourage others and sabotage other people. Narcissistic individuals harbour deep-rooted fears that often drive their behaviours and their interactions with those around them. There are lots of different things they can fear and lots of different reasons behind these fears. One of the first of their fears is being laughed at. Due to narcissistic individuals having that fragile self-esteem, their fragile ego, they're building a facade of perfection to sell to the world around them and within their own minds. Therefore, when somebody laughs at their expense, they become incredibly offended. It causes that narcissistic injury, which can lead to narcissistic rage, and they seek to punish whoever it is that they believe has laughed at them. Narcissistic individuals are extremely sensitive to ridicule. However, they lack empathy. Therefore, they will happily ridicule somebody else, mock somebody else, have a joke at somebody else's expense, laugh at somebody else. What you'll notice with narcissistic individuals is they have those double standards. Therefore, they will happily laugh at the expense of others, but nobody can laugh at them. You can have people who wouldn't laugh at others and doesn't expect people to laugh at them. You can have people who expects people to laugh at them and laughs at others, and then recognises when somebody doesn't like being laughed at. They understand that that person might be upset in some way and apologise to them. Being laughed at for a narcissist threatens their carefully constructed self-image, their image and their sense of superiority. It can provoke intense feelings of inadequacy and shame. Narcissists also fear abandonment and rejection. We all know rejection isn't really pleasant. However, you're never rejected, you're always redirected in life. Sometimes it can be challenging to see that. When you've been around a narcissist who falls silent on you, disappears on you, ghosts you, ignores your point of view, then when it comes to being around a narcissist, you can internalise and begin to fear abandonment and rejection. And they'll go all out to tell you that you'll never find someone like them. You'll never be anything without them. And it places that fear within you. When it comes to narcissistic individuals, they fear abandonment and rejection because their self-worth heavily depends on external validation. They're seeking that excessive attention and admiration from those around them. Losing the admiration and the attention of others leaves a narcissist feeling empty and worthless, which highlights their deep insecurities, which is why they will go all out to isolate their victims from others, to make their victims feel worthless and insecure so that the narcissist can remain in control over the situation. Narcissistic individuals, when it comes to abandonment and rejection, you just saying no to them triggers their fear of rejection, which is why they don't respect your boundaries. They lack the empathy too. They feel entitled to do as they please, and you saying no to them triggers that narcissistic injury that you've rejected how amazing they are, and then they seek to punish you or guilt trip you or make you feel bad for not living life on their terms. They can also fear being disrespected. It's not nice being disrespected. Respect is a mutual thing. Respect is crucial for a narcissist and their sense of self-worth. So we can respect others for who they are as a person. And once we get to know who a narcissistic individual is, we can be respectful of how toxic and dangerous they are and learn to distance ourselves from them. And the second you distance yourself, because you're treating them how they treat you, because they then fear that you're rejecting them, they get incredibly offended by this. With a narcissist, any perceived disrespect undermines their authority and their status. So even you finding the truth out about them, they take this as you disrespecting their sense of entitlement to do as they please. How dare you call them out? How dare you, of all people, question them then? They have that kind of don't you know who I am attitude. Being disrespected triggers the narcissist's feelings of powerlessness and unworthiness, which they find intolerable. And instead of reflecting on themselves, they project and blame everybody else. Narcissists don't like being ignored. And if you've been around a narcissistic individual, you will know it's not pleasant to be ignored. Narcissists use the very things that they fear against you to make their worst nightmares come true for you, to punish you. They know it hurts them. That's why they do it to you. Narcissists crave excessive attention, admiration, validation from those around them. Being ignored deprives them of their narcissistic supply and forces them to confront their own insignificance, which they do not want to do, which is why they will go all out to escalate their games, to regain control of the situation so that they can feel superior, they can feel important. If they can't get positive attention from you, they will go all out to get negative attention from you. And they will ignore you to make you feel insignificant. And as you reflect on who you are, you question what possibly you've done wrong to offend them and work harder to please them. Criticism. Criticism is not pleasant. And when you've been around a narcissist, you will notice they will criticize you constantly through their backhanded compliments, the covert way, or the outright ways of just simply putting you down and telling you're not good enough. With a narcissist, even constructive feedback is a direct hit to their self-esteem because they already believe that they know everything. They are arrogant enough to believe that they are always right. How dare you, of all people, try and teach them something that they already know? They struggle to handle any feedback. It punches their facade of perfection, leading to feelings of vulnerability and inadequacy, which is why they go all out to put you down and say things such as, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot you were perfect, so that they can project their insecurities onto you and still perceive themselves as better than you. Exposure. Narcissists fear their true nature and flaws being exposed. They've spent years building this facade of a character of who they are to various people. They rely on the carefully crafted persona that they have created to maintain control over others. Any exposure threatens and dismantles this facade, leaving them vulnerable and unmasked. Yet they will find things out about you and then threaten to tell other people because they themselves fear exposure. Only the things about you don't negatively impact anybody else. All it does is causes gossip. With a narcissist, the things that can be exposed about them can lead to consequences to their actions, which they do not like. Loss of supply. Narcissistic individuals depend on a steady stream of supply from those around them. Attention, admiration, affection, validation, materialistic possessions, resources, homes, whatever it is that they are searching for from others. Losing their supply disrupts their emotional well-being and forces them to confront their underlying sense of emptiness and unworthiness, which is why they will happily jump from one source of supply to another. And they have multiplayers within their games feeding them that supply. They have someone they're idolizing, devaluing, offering that intermittent reinforcement. They have the new supply, someone they're hoovering, someone they're smearing. They have lots of supply going off at once. So if they want to punish someone, they'll go after and smear someone. If they want the attention of how amazing they are, they'll idolize someone. Growing old is another one. Aging brings that inevitable decline in physical appearance for the narcissistic individual, it brings a decline in their vitality. It brings a decline in their social relevance to the world around them, all of which narcissistic people value highly. People can fear growing old for various reasons. For a narcissist, the prospect of growing old forces them to face their mortality. They want to believe that they're immortal, that they're better than everybody else. The loss of the traits that they use to gain attention and admiration is a huge blow to them. Their fears of becoming irrelevant and unloved as they age hits hard. These fears reveal the narcissist's deep insecurities and fragile self-worth and fragile ego that they try so desperately to hide from the world around them. It underlines their behaviour, driving their relentless pursuit of validation and control to compensate for their own inner turmoil that they're not willing to recognise, they're willing to project and blame everyone else for. So there's no growth mindset within them because they're too busy blaming everyone else rather than working on themselves. And the people that they're blaming are too busy questioning and doubting themselves and feeding the narcissist's ego rather than recognising it's time to walk away from this person, because this person the narcissist only has their own best interest at heart. They're not interested in other people. The best way to deal with a narcissist is simply walk away and no longer play. If anyone has any thoughts on this video or any fears that you noticed of a narcissistic individual, please do add those into the comments for people reading through. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you're looking for more information on understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. I do also have a couple of one-to-ones available, which will be in the video description. I do also have several books out on Amazon, How to Create Boundaries around those who have no respect for your boundaries, a Narcissists Handbook, which is the ultimate guide to understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, which is all about the behaviours of narcissistic individuals, what happens to you in a relationship with them to give you more understanding. Then I have Healing from Narcissistic Abuse, a guided journal to empowerment, a guided journal to recovery and empowerment. That book is less about reading and more about journaling your experience to help you heal. Then I do have 15 rules to deal with narcissistic individuals if you cannot go no contact, because sometimes we can't just cut them off, although that is the best advice if possible. And the new book, which is Hilarious and Horrifying Narcissistic Memes and Their Meanings. These are all the quotes and memes that I have shared over social media over the past few years, and the meanings at the side. If anyone is interested in any of those, they are available on Amazon, and the links are in the video description. If anyone is happy to purchase a book and leave a 5-star review, then the current offer is the Break Free from Narcissistic and Emotional Abuse course is available for free. Just send me a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for all your support. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.